Good morning. Hello, all. Is it raining? The rain. I don't know if I'd rather have snow or rain. I feel like snow is prettier. But there's something about rain in the fall that's just like, well, without the honking of the horns and if there were lots of grass outside. Anyway, good morning. This is the Prosperity Plan. I'm over here talking just like I'm talking. Well, I am kind of talking to myself in a way, right? Good morning. It's the 40-day Prosperity Plan. We are on day 35. We got 5 more days left and we are finished. So, today, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday. Good morning, and welcome. And I talked about this yesterday, but we're really going to talk about it more today. And if you missed yesterday, it's cool because we're talking about it today. All right, so day 35. Money is not my supply. No person, place, or condition is my supply. My awareness, understanding, and knowledge of the all-providing activity of the divine mind within me is my supply. My consciousness of this truth is unlimited. Therefore, my supply is unlimited. Again, money is not my supply. No person, place, or condition is my supply. My awareness, understanding, and knowledge of the all-providing activity of the divine mind within me is my supply. My consciousness of this truth is unlimited. Therefore, my supply is unlimited. I cannot stress this enough. Is this my powder? My celery powder on my shoulder? I cannot stress this enough. That your money is not your supply. So I want to give you, because it sounds cool, like ooh in the ethers, and my son is Virgo, and I was raised by my dad is a Taurus, so I'm also a very common sense kind of person, right? So let me give you some like world ideas so that you feel into what this looks like. Person A is person A and B. 2 people, A and B, both very creative, right? Both, have this idea for the screenplay in their mind. They're just, this is what lights them up inside, right? Person A, has found this way to tap into. We can go over ways to tap in. So, but for the brevity's sake, person A has found a way to tap into this creative flow, this force that comes through them, and they just let it flow. They don't question it. It's like, even if they write it and they're just like, they're in their head, they're like, I don't know about this, but when they write it, they're like, no, this is really good. Like, it feels really good. Even in their head, they're like, I'm not sure, but it's like, no, it feels really good, And person B, they have this same creative flow and they write it out and they're just like, nah, that doesn't look like what so-and-so writes, or same creative flow, but nah, it's not, I'm not gonna make any money off of this. I'm just not. Person A is like, yeah, I don't know about the money, but man, this, like, I love the creation of this, and let me see if I can, let me see what I can do with it, right? Ooh, okay. Oh, calendar. Let me see what I can do with this, right? And so person A is like, they write the thing. It's a beautiful thing. Yes, it's all legally copyright, trademark, all that stuff, right? No one's gonna steal their work. Like, let's we're in an imaginary land with that. And so they begin to, like, they go out to places and they're acting out scenes from the thing, and they're doing spoken word about the thing, and they're doing all these things that just feel so great around their project, and people are asking them, wow, where are you getting these ideas from? What's going on? It's like, oh, I've got this screenplay thing or whatever have you, and it's like, oh wow, well I really want to hear about that, and she goes into the offices and all of a sudden people are like, yeah, we like this. Let's do something with it. Person A is like, wow, okay. And the next thing you know, person A's got like a little movie or mini series, and they're like, wow. And now they're getting paid, and they're like, wow. And they're just being so creative with it, and they're in the flow of it. Person B, same idea. Except for they're like, I don't know that this will make me money. So I need to just go and get my job. And I'm gonna make sure that I've got my money, and I get my pay. And this is nothing wrong with, and I'll get into work in a minute, but this is just the easy example for people to get at. And I'll just get my pay, and so person B goes to watch person A's movie in the theater. Same creative flow. Person B blocked their flow because person B assumed that money was their supply. They needed to go get money. Person A wasn't looking at money as their supply. They were in the creative stream, and they allowed that stream to be the supply for them. Very simplistic way of looking at it. So let's get at, because again, I think I said yesterday or the day before, everybody's like, oh, you should be an entrepreneur, you should work for yourself. No, everyone should not work for themselves, by the way. No. And entrepreneurs eventually need teams. And guess what? If you're an entrepreneur with a team, you have people working for you. Right? So it's okay to work for someone else. There's nothing wrong with getting your actual paycheck from someone else. But here's the thing. Even in that, it can be in the creative flow of what you want to do. So there's a difference between getting your paycheck because you just want some money, coming home every night, grabbing your glass of wine every night, or going to happy hour after work every day because you got to unwind from the foolishness and fuckery because you can't really stand what you do. But the money, you don't like your boss, you don't like the people, but the money, the lifestyle, so you got to do that. Right? So let's go with that type of thing, because we're still on this money is not my supply. So let's go on that type of thing. Versus someone who maybe they're not making the same amount of money. And I say that because, again, somewhere in our heads, we really think money is our supply. We do. Not making the same amount of money, but the work that they're doing is so fulfilling that it lights them up every day, and they are able to bring their full divine I am mind to what they do. And so they wake up every morning ready to go. Like, I'm excited to go. And I don't care what your profession is. Like, it doesn't matter. You could be a billing coder for medical insurance. Just trying to think of a job that people are like, I don't ever want to do that. But man, there are some people out there who get really excited over categorizing things and putting a number to it and matching this with that. Like, that lights them up inside. They probably wouldn't want to be an art teacher. Right? That's not their thing. Somebody who wants to be an art teacher probably wouldn't want to be a medical billing coder. At the base of this, it's not about the thing you do. It's about who you be. At the base of this, the reason why money is not your supply is because your supply is this infinite divine energy that flows through you. And when you are able to tap into the stream of that, you are led through synchronicities and coincidences and things unraveling and unfolding in your life. You are led down this path in which you find yourself constantly living in abundance. Constantly. Without you having to work. And it's not that there's work not involved in life. Like we're so, as humans, we take things to such extremes, right? It's like, I don't have to work. No, I'm talking about like, you know what I mean when I say this, right? So it's not that you're gonna sit on your bed in your bedroom and just like not do anything and just abundance. That's a waste. Eh? That's a waste. You could at least be on here doing like live streams and teaching people and putting your Venmo or your PayPal or your Cash App in your thing. You could be doing that. Like you could literally sit in your bedroom and be doing that and have people exchange with you, because the universe is an exchange. Money is not your supply. This divine, infinite, limitless energy that flows through you is your supply. And this divine, limitless energy that flows through you, everything is a cycle. So you are here as this divine energy in human form with a creative mind, with a mind that can do anything. That's the beauty of our mind. Like ego hijacks it. But the beauty of our mind is limitless. Do you not see, when you think about what human beings have created, when you think about the pyramids in Egypt, that was someone's creation of their mind. Timbuktu was a creation of someone's mind. Plumbing and irrigation was a creation of someone's mind. Buildings, structures, airplanes, cars, cell phones, computers, all creations that came out of the divine mind, going into outer space, leaving the actual planet. Someone thought of the math that would require the thrust that would prevent gravity from holding a huge, massive object like a shuttle on this earth. Thought of the thrust, came up, well, I mean, you know, it's black women, right, because Hidden Figures, but I digress. Thought of the divine mind, y'all. I could go somewhere else with that today because I've been feeling the dark mother coming through me. But we all know that the reason why that's going on is because mother. Okay, so to come up with the mathematical equation, an ancient mathematical equation, by the way, African mathematical equation, by the way, to get this object off the earth and into space. Divine mind. We look at it as trite, like it's a mathematician did it. No. That's someone tapping into their creative mind, because math is creative. I know we hated it. I can't stand it either. But it is creative. It is a creation, right? When you understand that flow, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, there's always abundance in your life. Now, but here's the thing. You have to be willing to use your gifts, talents, and abilities. You have to be willing to do it. In my first example, person B wasn't willing to do it. Fear, procrastination, self-doubt. These are killers of abundance. I could never get on and I've heard people say this, I can never get on and just do a live stream like you do, Maisha. Well, why not? Well, no, it's just, but you have things you want to say. I do, but people will be there. Yes, people will be there. And some people might not like what you say, and it might just be one person there. Sometimes there's no people there, right? But you have something that wants to come through you. and it's, now I don't want to do it. That person, by saying, no, I don't want to do it, could literally be cutting themselves off from abundance. Cutting themselves off. So real quick, I'll tell you guys this story, and then I'll go and leave with this. How I got here, by the way, is very it wasn't a plan. It wasn't my plan. How I got here, literally here, was that after leaving my marriage, you know, and I've always been like a, you know, spiritual, talking about spirituality and that type of thing. And I've always been into sex and sexuality, but I was scared to talk about it online. I was scared to talk about it because Facebook was really where my family was, right? And my Facebook group was much, like, I only had like 500 friends or something, like in 2014, or, you know, I don't even know if I was past 1,000, right? And I was still trying to be like very anonymous, and I didn't want people to know who I was or anything like that. And I was scared that people were going to say things that I, you know, that I was going to say things that people didn't like. And so all of that, lots of fear. And so I in about 2015-ish, I was a personal trainer, and I was talking about health and fitness and spirituality, and I started to kind of eke into relationships, because relationships is like, that's safe, you know, eke into relationships and started talking about relationship stuff, which kind of led into sex stuff just a little bit. A couple, husband and wife, saw my posts. We were friends. We've been in a group together. They were putting together a sacred sexuality retreat and messaged me and asked me if I'd like to speak at the retreat. And I said, are you sure you're talking about me? Like, I was like, huh? They're like, no, yeah. Like they went with their intuition. They went with their their divine mind and their creativity, and they were already tapped in. Like, they've been doing this work a little longer than I had. They were tapped in, and they were like, there's something about you that we can see that we want. Not even like a spiritual retreat, like sacred sexuality. And I was like, oh my God, like, I've wanted to really get the courage to start talking about orgasms and sex and stuff. This is 5 years ago. And so I went, and it was my first, when I look back on it, sex magic class, because that class I spoke about the power over orgasmic pleasure. Because I was really wanting to talk about it, but I didn't know how to, you know, say it. And it seems like in the past 5 years, everybody and their all aunties and grandmas are now talking about it. But I shit you not, like in 2014, 2015, it still was not a thing. It's crazy how between that then and now it's everywhere, but it was not really a thing. And so that was my entryway. And when I did that class, that workshop, my whole being lit up, and I was like, this thing is what I am. And then I began to own it. But it happened because I was beginning to put myself out there and allow this divinity, this divine mind within me that had this thing to say, to flow through me and just come out. Because it wasn't about other people. It wasn't about money being my supply. No person, place, or condition. It was about allowing the messaging of whatever needed to come out of me, as one of my teachers, Perry Chase, is always reminding us to do. That's how I got here, and that's what led me down path and road and things opening to today, where I'm talking about you, day 35. Money is not your supply. No person, place, or condition is your supply. So it doesn't matter if you were born with no money young. It doesn't matter if you were born in a trailer park or public housing. It doesn't matter if you grew up on public assistance. If you came out of prison. No. No person, place, or condition is your supply. It doesn't matter if your ancestors flew here, swam here, or were taken on and brought here on a boat against their will. Come in. Yeah, let them in. Now I really gotta go. My awareness, understanding, and knowledge of the all-providing activity of the divine mind within me is my supply. My consciousness of this truth is unlimited, therefore my supply is unlimited. All right, maintenance is here. I got to go.